Good afternoon, students. I hope you are doing very well. So, welcome to my fourth lecture on Introduction to Business Communication and Personality Development. But today we will be doing about business letter and memos. Our learning objective for today is what we will be learning is understand the business letter and memos, learn persuasive and routine letter writing, analyze positive and negative messages, understanding letter writing, apply business letter memos effectively. So let's start with the session. So what is we have done business communication. So before moving straight towards letter, let us just recap of whatever we have learned before. That is formal communication within the organization, written communication, support decision making and business relationship. So, what is formal communication? What is written communication? What is oral communication? We have studied about all the things. What is that? First, what we have studied the channels of communication. Second is the clarity that we should have. You should be accurate, clear enough, well organized for sharing your messages. The channels that you are using to converse or communicate should be an established channel, a proper channel, and you should maintain the organizational hierarchy. So, all these things will help in planning, analyzing, and to make managerial decisions. Because, like, if you don't communicate properly, it won't be able to strengthen internal coordination and ultimately it will hamper long term relationships and with the customer partners as well as the stakeholders. So, to communicate with the stakeholders, to communicate with the business partners, to communicate with the customer, the pillars of your business, the first tool that you use will be business letters. So, what is business letter? Formal written communication. Business letters are formal written communications or messages exchanged between the organizations or between an organization and an individuals. They follow a structured format, professional languages, and standard business etiquettes. Etiquettes we have learned before. Etiquettes are few rules and regulations and behavior of the writing of pattern. Okay, sorry. Where is business letter used? It is used for employers to convey official information such as enquiries, orders, complaint, adjustment, offers, and confirmation. It serves as a permanent written record for future reference and legal or administrative purposes. There are different types of business letters that we will be learning today. The main types are routine letters that are used for regular day to day business activities, persuasive letters that are aimed at convincing the reader or influencing decisions, positive letters communicate approvals, appreciation, or favorable information, negative letters deliver refusals, rejections, bad news tactfully. So, what are the importance of business letters? First is it creates permanent records. It provides written documentation of decisions, agreements, and transactions. It is also useful for future references, audits, and organizational continuity. It maintains professionalism, reflects formal tone, discipline, and organizational standards. It also enhances clarity, accuracy, and consistency in official communication. It also enhances credibility. Now, credibility is and parts and bits and parts of communication, of every communication, be it oral, be it verbal, be it non-verbal. Because building trust with clients, customers, and stakeholders demonstrates reliability, accountability, and serious of the intent of your letter. And lastly, a business letter, it supports legal and business processes, acts as a legal evidence in disputes, contracts, and compliances matters. It also facilitates smooth execution of business operations and formal procedures. So, I hope you are understanding why business letter is so important. We will be doing in detail each one of them. Characteristics or features of effective business letters. First is clarity. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Every time when I'm doing lecture, I'm giving you lecture, I'm always focused on these few terms. So you as a student, you as a MBA graduate, you should also remember these few terms as a mantra. Clarity of your message, consciousness, courtesy, correctness, and completeness. These are the few things that you should mug up because these will help you to become a good communicator. So, what is clarity? Clarity in letter writing is should be messages should be clear, straightforward, and easy to understand. It avoids ambiguity by using simple language and well organized ideas. Consciousness. Consciousness helps in communicating the message to the fewest possible word without losing meaning. Eliminate unnecessary details while focusing on key information. Because see, letter is not like essay. So you cannot write words after words, pages after pages. A letter should be within a one page, especially if it is a business letter. So please eliminate unnecessary details. Use fewest possible words to make the meaning clear. Courtesy. Or, of course, you have to use polite, respectful, and positive language because it maintains goodwill even while delivering complaints, refusals, or negative news. I hope you everyone use some kind of online platform like Amazon, Flipkart, any food delivery app like Swiggy, Zomato. So if there is some problem, how they respond back. I understand your concern, sir, but please let me check what issues you have faced. So use such words that will be respectful, even if it is a delivery complaint or refusal. Then correctness. Correctness, it ensures accuracy of facts, figures, names, grammar, and spelling mistakes. It also reflects professionalism and prevents misunderstanding or misinterpretation. So, a letter should always provide all necessary information required by the reader, answers all relevant questions such as who, what, when, where, why, and how. So please remember these who, what, when, where, why, and how. If you can answer these questions, then you are writing an effective business letter. Structure of a business letter. So, first one is what is the who will be sender like who you will be sending the letter to. So first is sender's address. Sender's address will contain the full address of the sender or the organization. It helps the receiver identify the source of the letter and enable reply, like who is the sender of the letter, that is you. Next comes the date, that is indicates when the letter is written, important for record keeping, reference, and legal purpose. Then comes receiver, who are you sending. So the structure of the business letter, first one will be sender, that is you who is writing the letter. Second, date. Third, receiver address. Whom are you sending to? Whom are you sending to? It can have name, designation, organization, address of the receiver. Please ensure that the letter reaches the correct person or department. Then comes the subject line. Subject line is briefly states the purpose of the letter, then helps the reader quickly understand the main topic. Then comes salutation, a formal greeting, a nice warm welcome greeting. Then then comes sets a polite and professional tone of the letter. So the next part is the body of the letter. So communicates the main message clearly and logically, usually divided into introduction, main content, and conclusion. So after you finish the body, it should have a closing and signature. So end the letter courteously with a formal closing. Thank you, or looking forward to hear from you. I hope you are doing well. So such kind of courteous few words which will help the letter end in a proper way of formal way. So it can have the like the closing, and closing letter should be like a formal way, and it must contain a signature. That is, it should include sender signature, name, and designation for authenticity, because the receiver must know who the person has sent him or her the letter. So I hope you are understanding the structure of the business letter. So this is the basic format of business letter used across the globe. So whenever you are writing a business letter, just maintain this format. First, your address, then date, then whom are you sending, the receiver's address, then the subject line, then a small salutation, then the body of the letter, which will contain introduction, main content, and conclusion, then the closing statement, and then the signature of yours. Okay, so moving forward, types of business letters. So there are mainly five types of business letters. They are routine letters, persuasive letters, sales letters, complaint letters, and adjustment letters. Moving with each one of them in details, we'll start with the routine letters. So what is routine letters? It is used for day-to-day business communication, handle regular and recurring business activities, help maintain smooth and continuous flow of information, so it helps to day business communication. It is simple and direct in nature. That is written in clear, straightforward and factual manner. It avoids emotional language and focus only on essential information. The purpose oriented communication is routine letter because it aims to inform, request, confirm, or acknowledge without persuasion. It ensures quick understanding and prompt response. The letter we write to the maybe some shopping app or some food delivery app or the app, it is kind of a feedback response kind of a letter. So common example of routine letter can be inquiry letter, seek information about products, services, or policies. Acknowledgement letter, confirm receipt of documents, orders, payments. Confirmation letter, verify agreements, appointments, orders, or decision. So I hope routine letters are clear to you. Like what kind of letters fall under routine letters is clear to you now. So writing routine letters. Use simple language. Write in clear, easy to understand words to avoid confusion. Avoid technical jargon, complex sentences, and unnecessary details. Be conscious and professional. Keep the message brief and to the point. Maintain a formal and respectful tone suitable for business communication. focus on clarity and accuracy because it presents facts, figures, and information accurately. Ensure the purpose of letter is clearly understood by the reader. Also, follow proper structure. Use appropriate subject line, salutation, and closing. Organize content logically for quick reading and response. So, writing routine letter is not so difficult if we maintain these following points. Example of routine letter in detail, that is request for information. Writing to seek specific detail about products, services, prices, policies, or procedures. Clear questions are asked to obtain accurate and timely responses. Order confirmation confirms receipt and acceptance of an order placed by a customer. It includes details such as order number, quantity, price, delivery date, and payment terms. Meeting confirmation, that is confirms the date, time, venue, and purpose of a scheduled meeting, helps avoid misunderstanding and ensures readiness of all participants. Persuasive letter aim to influence reader action. What is persuasive letter? The word persuasive meaning to persuade. So the first aim is to influence reader action. So write written to persuade the reader to accept an idea, support a request, or take a desired action. So it focuses on appealing to logic, benefits, and the reader's needs rather than force. So use convincing words and engaging languages. Highlight advantages, solutions, positive outcomes. Maintain a courteous, confident, and professional tone. Often used in business situation, commonly applied in sales promotion, business proposals, contract negotiations. Also used for requests such as price revision, approvals, or policy changes. So all such kinds of ready to like willingness to accept to the responder or to the reader falls under persuasive letters. So it is more of a reader centric approach because you are writing for the reader. The letter is being written for the reader. That is, anticipates possible objections and addresses them logically, encourages trust and goodwill while motivating decision making. So, techniques for persuasive writing is use an audience centered approach. Focus on needs, interests, and expectations of the reader. Adapt language, tone, and content according to the target audience. Highlights benefit clearly. Of course, like if you are persuading somebody, if you are approaching somebody about something that the reader should respond to it, then of course you should highlight clearly your benefit, your advantages, emphasizing how the proposal, idea, or product will benefit the reader. You can also show value, advantage, positive outcome rather than just all the features of the product or the services. Build credibility and trust. Use facts, evidence, some examples, and logical reasoning. Also maintain honesty, always professionalism and confidence to gain readers' trust. Because if the reader don't trust you, the reader will never ever be persuaded whatever tool you try. So always be honest, professional, and confident with your reader. Next is address possible objectives. Anticipate reader concerns and respond to them logically. It also helps resistance and strengthen persuasion. So like writing a persuasive letter, you end with a strong call to action. Clearly state that what action the reader should take next, encouraging timely response through polite but but firm language. because this is something is going to be negotiated or something that is going to be permanent for a particular period of time or maybe for the lifetime. So your voice should be firm enough but polite in nature. Moving forward, structure of a persuasive letter. So this is a very, very age old model. You must have studied during your graduation, but this is one of the most famous model, that is ida model, that is being used in communication. Why? Because it gives you a clear understanding of how to write a persuasive letter. First is attention. Open with strong and engaging statement to capture the reader's interest. Second is may include a question, problem statement, fact, or benefit to draw focus immediately. Next comes interest. Interest, I for interest. So, interest provide relevant information that keeps the reader engaged. It explains the situation or proposal in a way that relates to the reader's need or concern. Desire creates a strong desire by highlighting benefits, advantages, and positive outcomes. It shows how the proposal solves a problem or adds value to the reader. Also, call of action is clearly tells the reader what actions to be taken next and includes a clear call to action such as approval, purchase, meeting, or responses. So, what is a positive message? Positive message is good communication or communicate good news. Whenever there is a good news, if you communicate to anyone of your known person, it is called positive message. Used to convey favorable information clearly and confidently, creates a positive impression and strengthens relationship. Approvals, it gives approval some informed acceptance of request, proposal, application, or decisions that your company is taking. Clearly state what has been approved and any next step. So, moving forward with the next step of the sales, maybe, or maybe any kind of issues that we have read just now, all fall under positive messages. Appreciation, express gratitude for effort, performance, support, or cooperation helps motivate employee and build good relationship. So, uh, just write congratulations. It will boost almost half of the morale of your employees. So acknowledge achievement, success, promotions, or milestones, enhances morale and reinforces positive professional relationship. Positive and courteous tone. Use polite, encouraging, and respectful language. Reinforce trust, satisfaction, and long-term association. So a positive message is not so hard because only the good part you, here is you just share what good information you get. That's it. So, moving forward, guidelines for positive messages state the good news early, present the positive information at the beginning of the message, help create immediate satisfaction and a favorable message from the reader. Maintain a friendly and courteous tone, that is, use polite, warm, respectful language throughout the message, throughout your letter. Strengthen goodwill and build strong professional relationship. It also provide clear and specific detail, that is, clearly explain the approval, benefit, or achievement being communicated, include relevant dates, conditions, or next steps to avoid confusion. End of positive note, positive message can be close the message with encouragement or appreciation. For example, you receive a prize, so close the message with a congratulation or encouragement that congratulation you have won such and such thing, leaves a lasting positive impression on the reader. So whenever you are writing a letter, the reader must be so overwhelmed, so happy that the reader will remember, or reader may able to remember your name forever. What is negative message? Negative message is bad news, the news that are not required in your life. Briefly, if I say, used to convey unfavorable or disappointing information professionally, requires sensitivity to protect readers' feelings and the organization's image, informed refusal of requests, applications, proposals, or offers should be polite, clear, and respectful without sounding harsh. Also, communicate dissatisfaction regarding products, services, delays, or errors. Focus on facts and issues rather than emotion or personal blame. Decline request or demand that cannot be fulfilled. Provide valid reason while maintaining courtesy and goodwill. Use neutral, respectful, and diplomatic tone, aims to prevent professional relationship despite negative content. So all signs, such kinds of messages which are not being used by the company, which you will not need in your life to grow, all such messages are negative messages. Guidelines for negative message. Use indirect approach when necessary. So you will be seeing or you will be receiving negative message. How will you handle that? Helps reduce shock and prepare reader emotionally, maintain empathy and professionalism. I always say that maintain empathy. Why? Because if you understand the person in front of you, if you understand the mind of a person in front of you, you will be a good empathetic. Show understanding of the teacher's situation or feeling. Use polite, respectful, and logical words. Help the reader understand the situation and accept the decision. Other alternatives or solution when possible is suggest other information, other option, other adjustment in future possibilities. Reduces negativity and helps communicate consecutive and end to end on a courteous and forward looking note. So, close with goodwill, appreciation, or willingness to assist further. Hence, it also helps preserve relationship despite negative content. So, how to handle, how to maintain, or what are the guidelines for negative message? These are the guidelines for negative messages. Writing effective negative message. Buffer statement. Begin with a neutral or positive opening to prepare the reader. Helps reduce emotional impact and maintain goodwill. Explanation. Provide clear, factual, and logical reason for the decision. Avoid blaming language. Focus on policies, facts, or circumstances. Bad news. State the negative message clearly but politely. For example, maybe sometimes if the Amazon don't want to refund or change, what they will say that we are extremely sorry from our end that the delivery partner has ineffectively not delivered the product. So we are looking forward to it. So, though it's a very bad news, but still, uh, you should be courteous, respectful language without sounding harsh or abrupt. Then, positive closure. End of the meeting on a constructive, friendly note. Express appreciation, offer further assistance, or suggest alternatives. It also maintain professional tone. Ensure empathy, clarity, and professionalism throughout the message. It also aims to preserve long-term relationship despite unfavorable information. So I hope how to write positive letters, like how to eradicate effective negative message is being clear to you. So moving forward, we will be doing business memos. So before moving into memos, let us just recap letters. So letter is a formal way of communicating within the organizations. There will be bad, you have to reply with the bad, with the good one. So how to do that? We have all studied before. Now, what is business memo? Business memo is internal organization communication used for communication within an organization. It also helps share information, instructions, policies, and decisions among employees and departments. It is quick and conscious format written in a brief, direct, and to the point manner. It saves times and allows readers to understand the message quickly, formal yet informal in tone, because it have to maintain professionalism but in less formal than business letter, but it is less formal than business letter. So it encourages clear and effective internal communication. Common uses of business memos are announcement, policy update, meeting information, reminder, and report. Effective for conveying routine and non-confidential information. So, memos is actually a shorter version of the business letter. It is a structured layout including headings such as to, from, and date. Subject followed by message body. Ensure clarity and easy reference. So, memo is a shorter version of a letter. The heading should contain to, from, date, and the subject, and then you can write the brief of whatever you want to share among the common group of your professional office or wherever you are working. So share those in a short and crisp way. Moving forward, structure of a memo. So this is the structure of a memo, how you will write a memo. First is to. To whom are you sending? Just the opposite of the letter. Opposite is first is from, then to for business letter. But for memo, it is just the opposite. To specifies the name and designation of the recipient, ensures the memo reaches the correct individual, department, or groups. From indicates the sender's name and designation, establishes responsibility, authority of the messages. Next, the most important thing is date. Why date? Date shows the date shows the when the memo is being issued, because importance for reference, record keeping, and tracking timelines are very important for writing a memo. Next is the subject. Subject is briefly state the purpose of the main topic of the memo, helps reducer quick understand the content and relevance. And then comes the message body. Message body contains the main content of the memo, present information clearly and consciously, often arranged as introduction, details or explanation, exclusion or required action. So memo writing tip. Be direct and clear. Why? Because of course, start with the main purpose of the letter. Avoid unnecessary background and get true to the point. Of since memo is a shorter version, you cannot exceed uh, like the general memo, you cannot exceed more than 150 to 200 words. So it is just a written formal where it organizes information clearly and for quick reading. It makes the memo easy to scan and understand. Then focus on the internal audience. While according to the needs, responsibilities, and knowledge level of the employees, use familiar terms and organizational context. Keep the message concise. Use short sentence and precise words. Avoid lengthy explanation unless absolutely necessary. Maintain professional tone. Keep language formal, respectful, and objective. Reflects professionalism in internal communication. Highlight required action. Clearly maintain deadlines, responsibilities, or next steps. Like ensure prompt and correct responses from readers. So I hope you can write a memo now, because all the problems or all the tone that you are facing while writing the letter has gone. Difference between letter and memos. Whatever I was talking so far. Nature of communication. When letter is used for external communication with clients, customers, suppliers, banks, and other parties. Memos. Uh, and memos are used for internal communication within an organization among employees, managers, or departments. Who are the audience? For letter, the audience are addressed to individuals or organizations outside the company, and for memos, addressed to staff, teams, or department within the organization. Tone of the letter. The tone of the letter will be more formal and polite, often follow strict etiquette. Often follow strict etiquette. And for memos, the tone will be relatively less formal, direct, and functional. What will be the format? For the letter format includes sender as address, date, salutation, body, closing body, and signature. But for memos, use a simple format with to, from, date, subject, followed by the message of the body. Purpose. For letters, it is used for official correspondence such as inquiries, complaints, orders, and agreements. Memos. Used for quick internal messages such as announcements, instructions, reminders, and updates. So, letter is a broader version, memo is a shorter version. Effective business communication is essential. Clear, concise, and professional communication improves coordination and understanding. Why? Because the and contribution that you do directly to the organization is effectively and efficient whenever you are seen in the class. Okay, so what will be the role of business letters and memo? It ensure proper documentation and formal exchange of information. It supports smooth and internal operations and professional external communication. It also provides message build on goodwill, motivation, and trust. Well crafted negative messages help manage conflict while persevering relationship. So what is a business effective business communication, or what is the role of business letter and memos? Because see, each and every day, previous session we have studied about email writing. So each and every day you will have to communicate with your manager, with your customer, with your stakeholder, and with the people that you will be dealing with or your team member. Okay. For communicating with your team member, you may use WhatsApp chat. Okay. But for writing or communicating with your customer, with your stakeholder, with your manager, you definitely need a proper formal business letter, because without business letter writing, a business deal cannot be processed even. So you should like with a email, you can process or you can start the business deal. But business letter is something that has to be effective enough. Talking about talking about business letters, you have to give or maybe you need a cross departmental business letter. You have to ask for some stocks, you have to ask for few stuffs to be delivered to somewhere, you have to bring some stuffs to your company. So business letter are handwritten, like a printed copy of business letter in hard copy. Those are the documented form that are being used across the globe, even if we are in the like digitally accepted form of platform. And Memo is a very effective tool because memos are used within the organization, maybe to share some information to a large group of people, or some kind of rules and regulations, or some kind of effective way to spread or to like to process some news to the group of people. So there you use memos. So I hope after this session you will be able to write one business letter and one memo. So I would suggest or I would ask the students to go through Google, and there are n numbers of business letters format and n numbers of memo format. I have given one proper format that has been used across the companies. It is up to you which format that you want to write or you want to choose. There are many formats globally accepted. There are many memo group formats globally accepted. So you choose on your own which format you will be using. Also, I would ask the students to please practice at least maybe 10 letters and 10 memos for your practice session. Because see, I am giving you the format, but you have to practice on your own how to proceed with the like how to you have to learn. Because see, after MBA, I presume that every one of you will be working in some companies. The field may be the industry may be different. It may be some financial field or maybe textile, maybe FMCG, FMCD. But the thing is that you should know or you should art the writing skills before you enter the organization. So business letter and memo writing is very, very important, even email. So you cannot write email or you cannot practice email unless and until you have a sender. But the content of the email, you can create it in a business letter. So take many examples. We are being discussing different types of letters. So please take different kinds, different forms of letter and write at least each one of them of different situations just to make your understanding clear. Now you may have query that where we will get the topic. So you can get the topic of different letters in internet. In the Google search that topics regarding business letter. You will have n number of topics regarding business letter, negative to how to reply negative message, how to reply positive message, formats for memos, topics for memos. So choose few topics and then start writing of your own. Because unless and until you practice, you won't be able to succeed in the organization. Because this is the main part where you have to be very, very efficient and good enough. Because a proper every day, maybe like I don't know how many emails I sent to my manager, to my HOD sir, I don't know, like in a day, maybe around minimum around 10, 12 emails I'm sending to my department or to my HODs or to my across across the university. So like minimum 10 to 12 emails we are sending every day. So can you imagine the number of practice or the efficient you have to be? A small mistake can affect your face loss, it can affect your company's image, it can hamper your business loss, it will hamper the overall organizational goal. So please practice before, like next lecture we will be studying about the case learning method, like how cases will help us to learn communication, or how cases will help us to develop our personality. So develop personality, body language, clarity, consciousness, which I'm been talking over and over for quite a number few slides. But writing skill is also very much important. So practice a proper format of letter, memo at your home, because without this you won't be able to succeed in the organization. So thank you today. I hope we all are enjoying, because since I'm not able to see you, I am not getting the feedback also, but I'm making my content clear enough or easier enough to reach to you, your understanding, and you may be understand that whatever I'm telling you, it is a day to day activity which you will practice, or which we rather practice every day in the journey. So thank you so much once again. We will again meet on the next session. So our next session will be on case learning method. Thank you so much.